Hi, Robert Centeno here, one of the co-founders to TGT, The Guys Tech, small computer consulting group. We usually work out of New York City, parts of Brooklyn, Queens, where we do computer consulting, we do repairs, builds, networking, quite a few services we provide for our clients. So we're going to talk a little bit about people who are having trouble getting a job in the IT field. And a lot of the things I'm going to be talking about would pretty much help anybody in general. But, I really want to help out because I see a lot of friends that I have and also other people that I have seen who are having a really hard time getting a job in the IT industry. There's a few things that a lot of times I see people don't take into consideration. Okay? So the first thing we're going to talk about is making sure your resume stands out, okay? All you need to do is go to Google, type in top 5 resume formats. Go to images and look at the examples that they have, okay? There's a lot of really unique, interesting looking resume styles. Make sure your resume looks different, that it stands out. One thing that a lot of people don't consciously think of when they take certain steps to find a job is that you are competing with how many other people. Unemployment right now in the United States, I believe there are about 20 million people who are currently unemployed. And you take that number and you add on people who do have jobs and they're looking to transfer, they're looking to change careers, they want to move to another state. So you've got all these people you're competing with as well. So the first step is when you have a resume, and that's the first thing that any employer is going to see that has anything to do with you, you have to make sure that it is capable of catching somebody's eye. So don't have like the normal, a lot of times you just see a resume, you see people put their name, their address, and then just a list of different positions that they've had, and it just looks like a regular kind of nothing interesting, like a standard resume format. That's something that you don't want to stick to, okay? You want to go above the standard, make it a bit colorful, design it differently. Take a look at Google Images and you'll see for yourself, okay? And these things are very, very easy to mimic on your own. You don't have to hire anybody to professionally write your resume, okay? The other thing about your resume is when you write a description about what you've done, try to keep it as short and to the point as possible when you talk about what you did at whatever jobs you had in the past, and try to talk a little bit about some of the accomplishments. Like you have a brief description of what you did and then do bullets, maybe 3 bullets of some significant achievements that you had at whatever job it is that you've had, okay? Anything that comes to mind that would really show off like a positive attitude, quick decision making. It could be anything positive that's going to make you stand out, okay? That really, really goes a long way. Now, obviously, spell check comes up automatically. That goes without saying. Spell check, grammar check. But there's something else that you need to do to make sure is when you are done rewriting your resume, please make sure you read it. Read it 100%. Don't skim through it, because if you make any mistakes, like for example, using the word at when you should have used the word in, okay? Little things like that, that spell check or grammar check may not pick up because it may kind of make sense. Little things like that. So if you're reading quickly, your brain knows what you meant to say, so you might kind of miss it. Just make sure you read everything very carefully to make sure it makes sense 100%. Because I'm telling you right now, it doesn't matter how amazing you are. If someone sees one little incorrect thing on your resume, it's going to go right in the garbage. Okay? It is detrimental and extremely important that after you're done and it looks unique, it looks different, it stands out, make sure you read it carefully before you submit anything. Make sure dates are correct, because when they do background checks, you know, they do check the dates. They want to make sure that you're not BSing or anything like that. So do the best that you can, and make sure there are no grammatical errors whatsoever. I can't tell you how many times I have seen people show up for interviews and they look like crap. They don't do their hair nice, they don't shave, or it's usually guys. I have never seen women show up to an interview looking like crap. I mean, I'm sure it happens, but I mean, I haven't seen it. It's usually guys that I see that look like crap, okay? Don't go to an interview in jeans or sneakers. Do not wear baggy clothes. If you get a suit, like if you go to Kohl's, like if you're tight on cash, maybe you don't have like a nice suit, go to Kohl's or even not Old Navy, but I usually go to Kohl's, because you can find some pretty nice looking clothes, not too expensive. They usually have some crazy sales. You don't need anything insane. But make sure if you get something, it's not baggy. Make sure it fits you nicely. Don't wear baggy shit. Don't buy a jacket that's like 3 sizes too big. You know, I went to go buy like a new bed for my daughter, and the sales guy that helped me was really nice, but it looked like he shrunk. All his clothes were like spilling out all over him. Don't do that. Make sure your stuff fits you nicely, okay? And you want to look good. So that's the thing is, again, you are competing with a ton of people. So you want to look your best. Make sure you get your hair shaped up or cut nicely. Make sure you shave. Like if you have a full beard, then make sure it looks nice and neat. Okay? If you have peach fuzz or you got like some weird half beard happening, cut it. Shave it off. Okay? Unfortunately, people judge you on your appearance. This is just the real world. People will make all types of assumptions based on the way you look, the way you smell, the way you speak. And appearance can tell somebody a lot of things. It tells a company, it tells an employer, do you care about yourself? Do you care about the way that you look? If you look like you don't care about how you look, why would I entrust you with my business? Why would I entrust you to help my customers or to do whatever it is I need you to do if you don't even care about yourself? Okay? I'm telling you, make sure you look like you're dressed to kill, okay? And this is something that, you know, this may sound like common sense to a lot of you, but believe me, it's not common sense to so many people I've seen showing up, like I said, looking like absolute crap. Okay? Another thing is colors. When you go to an interview, if you're a guy or even if you're a female, try to wear black. Because black, psychologically, the whole thing about business and connecting, and especially when you're trying to convince somebody, when you're trying to sell somebody something, or you're trying to sell yourself, particularly in an interview, black shows confidence. So if you have like black pants, a black jacket, a red tie, so even a black shirt and just like a red tie, red shows dominance, strength, confidence, and so does black. So these are very popular colors that you want to wear when you're going to an interview or when you want to go to a meeting and you want to sell something, you want to sell a pitch, like a sales pitch or whatever it is, you're trying to sell yourself to get hired for a company. Keep that in mind, that these types of colors affect people's their psychology, okay? And it could actually, believe it or not, something you may think it's little, but something like that really, really goes a long way. So make sure you cut your hair, you look nice and neat. If you have long hair and it looks a little messy and that's just you, this is just how you are, if you're having trouble getting a job, if you're not getting callbacks, or maybe you get the first interview but no one's calling you back, then obviously we have to take steps to the next level, okay? So cut your hair, shave your beard. After you get hired, grow it back. That's it, okay? So, and if you're a female, definitely you want to make sure you shave. You know, you don't want to have a beard. You know, that kind of goes without saying. And you know what? Some of you may find it funny, but I have seen some scary shit out there. But all jokes aside, just, you know, again, this video is for people who are having trouble. So if you're not getting that call back or whatever it is, then you've got to take the extra steps needed to make sure that you stand out. Because again, I keep repeating myself because I need you to understand how many people you are competing against, especially in the IT field, because there's a lot of people involved in IT, and IT does pay a lot of money. It could potentially pay a lot of money. So please keep appearance in mind. Take it very seriously. Speak in English clearly, okay? Don't show up to a job interview and be like, "No, I'm saying I'm the real shit." You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna make it happen for you. You know? Yeah. I know what I'm talking about. I'm good with people. I'm good with customers. Know what I'm saying? Don't do that bullshit. Okay? You're gonna make yourself look like a complete idiot. And again, you're competing with people who will know how to speak. They know how to interview. Okay? When you talk to people outside of work, when you're with your friends, be yourself. Talk however you want to talk, dress however you want to dress, whatever. It doesn't matter, right? But if you're trying to get a job and you're having trouble, you go to an interview, you look the person in the eyes and you speak clear English the way that I'm speaking to you now, okay? That is very, very important, because in business, professionally, if you're going to be representing a company and you're going to be talking to clients, customers, patients, whatever industry it is that you're in, the company is going to want to hire somebody that's going to best represent that company. And believe me, okay, the majority of the time, if you go talking like that in an interview, you're not going to get the job, okay? So make sure you speak clear English. Make sure you eye contact at all times. Try not to look down. Try not to look away. You want to look straight at the person. When they ask you a question, make sure you're always smiling. Okay, you don't got to be like this. Yeah, that's me. Okay, but have some kind of semblance of positive, like a positive aura about you. You know, when you're looking at somebody, yes, I can definitely do that. I have the experience. You know, always want to smile, because that creates like a positive atmosphere, positive feel, and it looks, again, it's these little things that make a tremendous difference when you're in an interview. So do not look down. Try not to look down. Try not to say try not to think so long. What you want to do is, before the interview, look up the most commonly asked interview questions. We'll talk about that next, but the most important thing in this little segment here is speak clearly. Express yourself clearly. Do not talk slang. Don't talk to this guy. Don't talk to the boss, the hiring manager, like he's your boy, like he's your dog or whatever, okay? Don't do that. Okay, so I touched upon it briefly in the last little piece there. What you want to do also is make sure you study, not study, but look at the most commonly asked interview questions, and then have a conversation with yourself. Like, if you're being asked these questions, memorize what you're going to say. So, for example, some of the most commonly asked questions: why should we hire you? Tell me about a difficult experience you've had at one of your jobs and how did you overcome it? Tell me about a difficult customer that you faced. How did you solve their problem? These are some of the more commonly asked questions that you get, okay? You might get asked something like, why should I choose you instead of somebody else? You know, we have all these people coming here to get hired. Why should I pick you instead of all these people. So it's important to be confident in an interview, eye contact, try to look like you're sure of what you're going to say, but you don't want to be too confident. And I would never disparage anybody. Never talk negative about other people. Don't say, well, I'm better than all these people because, okay? Because the best answer, in my opinion, is you would say, well, I don't think I'm better than anybody, but I do have the experience that you need. I have a great attitude. I work hard, blah, blah, blah. If you have references, that's even better. Okay, this is something that I tell you, even if you do have a job and it's a shitty job and you hate your boss, you hate your coworkers, I understand that, but try never to be disrespectful with anybody, because there may be a time where you will need a good reference. And if you have a good relationship, a little brown nosing here and there, a little ass kissing, just be professional. Try to keep it professional and keep a good relationship with people that you work with. A good reference can really, really help you tremendously. Okay? So, and you remember, you're trying to be as professional as possible and stand out. So if you have references, you're confident, you speak clearly, you look good, smell good, look like you give a shit about how you look. Okay, these are all things that are very, very important, and try to have a conversation with yourself to make sure that when you are asked a lot of these questions, that you answer quickly, clearly, you look like you know what's going on, like you know what you're talking about. You're not second guessing yourself, okay? Definitely be confident, but never say you're better than anybody. Never talk down about anyone, okay? These are the types of things you want to stay away from, okay? So just please keep that in mind, okay? These are all extremely important when you're trying to get a job. So why have I not talked about anything IT related? Well, that's because, again, I'm doing this video for people who are not getting callbacks, who are having trouble, okay, getting a job. And in this particular instance, you might have the skills. You might have 2 or 4 years of college, plus maybe you have certificates. You got your A+, you got your M+, you got your Cisco certified and whatever. But for some reason, you're not getting the callbacks that you want, and now you're sitting there wondering what the hell is going on, okay? That's why these are a lot of the things that I talked about are things that people don't actively consider. Again, I've gone to interviews, I see other people I'm competing against for the same position dressed like shit, they don't speak clearly, they don't really know how to answer some of the questions in the best way possible, and these are all really, really important factors. Because, again, when it comes to business, most of the time, employers want to hire somebody that looks like they stand out. Now, the truth is, we have all gone to places, and you see those employees, you look at them and you're wondering, how the fuck did they get hired, right? I mean, that does happen. No idea. Maybe the guy doing the interview was blind. Maybe he was shit-faced that day and didn't give a crap. I mean, I don't know. But please don't be those people. Don't be one of those employees that gets hired and then people are looking at you and they're saying, how the fuck did that guy or that chick get a job here? Who hired them? Don't do that, okay? Stand out. Watch this video again and again and listen to the things I'm talking about. Make sure your resume is on point. Make sure you look like you're on point, speak like you're on point. Again, go over all the most frequently asked questions, in regards to interviews, because a lot of times, no matter what company it is, whether it's McDonald's or you're trying to be CEO of wherever it is, a lot of questions are going to be very, very similar, okay? So make sure that you take all of this into consideration. And I really do wish you guys and gals the best of luck, okay? Good luck. Take care. Thanks for watching. I'll see you again next time.